With the success of Platoon, a film that portrayed his own experience in Vietnam, Oliver Stone proved that the American people had a place in their heart for the Vietnam veterans' experience. A winner at the Academy Awards and the box office, Stone was in a position to do whatever film he wanted. He chose to fulfill a promise he made to a fellow veteran and make Born on the 4th of July. It's based on the true story of Ron Kovic, a young Long Island boy who went off to war. It would be a bullet that would paralyze him, but worse, it was a nation's disrespect that would break his heart.
I gave 3/4 of my body in Vietnam. My brother doesn't have to get knocked down into the streets here. What?
You wrote Born 13 years ago. Between then and now, how many times did you give up all hope that it would ever be brought to the screen?
We almost did it in 1978. Brian, we got within 4 days of filming and they canceled the film. And
That crushed you?
I was heartbroken. I felt like I was wounded again, just as I had been in 1968 in Vietnam. I'll always remember Oliver Stone coming up to me a few days after the film was canceled the first time in 1978. He said to me, if I ever break through, if I ever get the chance to direct, I'll come back for you. He made a promise to me. And after Platoon, I knew that Oliver could have done any film that he wanted to do. I got a phone call and he said, Ronnie, come to New York. We're going to try to make this film again. Oliver Stone kept it.
Oliver, doing Born, by all accounts, fulfilled kind of a long-term promise that you had made as much to yourself as to Ron Kovic. But why do Born when, by all other accounts, you had already done the definitive Vietnam film?
Well, I mean, there was the Iliad and there was the Odyssey, you know. You had to get the warriors home. Ulysses spent years in the wilderness trying to get back to where he lived. I feel very much the same way, but there was another war after Platoon. When I came home, I had real problems, as did many vets. I went to jail, and then I had my personal problems for several years in New York City, and I think we ran into a country that was not hostile to the veterans, but indifferent to the war. It's just that we came home and nobody cared the 24 hours before we'd been in a combat zone. So that shook us up. People were out making money. The country was prospering, it was booming. Like in the scene where Stevie shows Ron around the hamburger joint. You know, all he cares about is he's putting up a new fast food chain in Long Island, and that's what was happening in Long Island. So that's what we came back to, that indifference. And that.
Let me go back to square one with you. How much did you help Tom Cruise with his portrayal of you?
I was amazed the first day I met Tom Cruise. He came down to my house with Oliver Stone. I was surprised how great an understanding he had of what I had gone through, my suffering, my hurt, the difficulties that I had to overcome to be in this world after Vietnam. Tom made it very clear to me that he was going to give this film everything he had and that he was not going to let me down. He knew the difficulties we had had in the past, and he made a promise to me on that day at my house that he would make this film. And, you know, during the making of the film, I had an amazing amount of access on the set. It was a great experience for me, Brian. It was a tremendously learning experience. Tom would come up to me in the wheelchair, looking just like me. He would wheel up to me. At first, it was very unnerving. I was looking at myself. I was looking at myself during one of the most difficult times in my life. And in actuality, it was Tom Cruise. Tom would lean over and he would look at me and he would say, how am I doing? Am I doing this right? How do I look? Do I look all right?
Yeah, but Ronnie, wait a second now. I mean, Tom is a very impressive guy when you meet him. But do you mean to tell me that the first time Oliver ever came up to you and said, okay, you know who's going to play you, Tom Cruise, that your mind didn't immediately say, hey, wait a second, just a second here.
You know
Top
what?
Gun, right wing, propaganda, he's going to play me?
No, I believed Oliver when he told me that Tom and I had a lot in common. I knew Tom had come from a working class background. I knew that he had grown up Catholic. I knew he was a lot like me. You know, when Tom came down that day, I wasn't really sure. But in the 3 hours he spent with me in my kitchen, telling me his understanding of my story, I believed that he could do it. I remember in the VA hospital, there was a very difficult scene that you'll see in the movie. There was a silence on the set. Everyone was watching. Everyone realized that some...
Accounts, you really wanted to do this film. You agreed to defer your salary in order to do Born on the Fourth. Why? Why was it important to you?
Well, I'd known Oliver and I'd met Ron, and I felt very committed to them, and I felt it was just a powerful script and a great character, and I felt it was an important film.
What's key to the portrayal, do you think, of playing Ron Kovic?
Never giving up and searching for the truth. That's what I felt was key, one of the key things in playing Ron, that you had to get beyond. And what you know, the film isn't about a man in a wheelchair. It's a film, really, you look at it, I mean, the country became an invalid. It became, I mean, it was a crippling time for this country. And that, you had to get beyond this man in a chair. It's his own personal, you know, triumph, his own personal search for the truth of what happened, why. There's still a mystery about why. And that's how I went into the film.
I was going to say, you're particularly adept in the wheelchair. How much time did you put in?
A lot of time.
Really?
A lot of time, yes. It was interesting because I went around with Ron and I realized that one of the things that I saw that Ron carpeting, and I was going from the carpeting to the rubber and turning the chair, looking at different items, and she came up to me and asked me to leave the store. And Ron had been telling me stories of things like this that happened.
Why'd she ask you to leave?
Well, at first I was shocked, and then she said that the rubber of my chair was disruptive to the rubber floor. And I said, said, okay, fine. I, left, and Ron said, look, it's okay. You know, she just doesn't. She was nervous. She doesn't know what to do. It's okay. It's okay. You know, don't worry about it.
Do you think Born's about Vietnam or about America?
I think it's about America. I think it takes America from the 1950s to the 60s and to the 70s. And it cuts off, as you know, at the 76 convention with the Democrats. But what we try to do is, like, the boy and America are linked. It's my generation, the way we grew up. We bought certain beliefs in the 1950s. They were tested hard in the 1960s. Losses were incurred. And I think a sense of wisdom we learned in the 70s. We learned, and we're still obviously trying to apply it to our lives, but we're still struggling. It's our
An
generation.
opinion from a pulpit?
No, these are events that occurred, which we dealt with. I think we avoided preaching at the audience. We didn't intend to. I think we showed very concrete actions. As you see, Ron, when he came back from the war, was still very pro-war. I mean, we didn't make it easy that just because he got shot in a wheelchair that he changed overnight. It wasn't that easy. It took 4 or 5 years for him to deconstruct his mind and to change the mind, to go from one bias to the other bias. All those meetings with all his friends, his former girlfriend, his former school friends, his parents, they're all painful. They're one-on-one encounters. It takes time to change a human mind. When he hits Mexico, I suppose that's probably the blackest place in the movie, when he runs into Willem Dafoe and he's staring at his own skull 5 years down the road. I mean, this is what he's going to become if he continues in this direction. And I think Willem sort of reflects back at him his own death. And I think when he reaches down inside himself, he pulls out this need to confess. Confession is good for the soul. And Ron confesses and goes on to be a greater man.
Vietnam. My brother doesn't have to get knocked down into the streets here. So what?
Kovic's commitment left me, and I'm sure it's going to leave an awful lot of viewers of the film, feeling somewhat inadequate. That we don't have the same type of passionate commitment, in the same sense that he does, to anything beyond our work for the most part. Did it leave you feeling that?
Well, when you meet Ron, he's 100%, and when he believes in something, I mean, he was always that way.
You must never, never let what happened in that war ever happen again, because if you do, they will build another monument and another monument, and they will kill more and more and more and more wheelchairs. You must fight against it.
He can't do it halfway. Everything he does is total commitment. And I guess in some ways, I don't know, I think in some ways I kind of, I kind of identified with, it was somewhat revealing of, I mean, when I do something, you know, I feel that I just can't let go of it.
You resent guys like me who didn't go?
No, not at all. I watch your show every morning.
That's not a prerequisite, but
I have no resentment for those who didn't go. In fact, I'm glad, Brian, that you didn't have to come home in a wheelchair. I'm glad that you didn't have to go through the last 21 years that I've had to go through. You know, for the longest time, Brian, I was very angry and very bitter about my wound and what had happened to me. It's only been the last couple of years that I've been able to honestly, sincerely feel within inside myself that in some way this has been a blessing, that in some way I have been able to become a more whole human being because of what I went through.
final note, Ron. It is obvious that the war will always be with you.
Right.
With this film, do you let go of the war?
Yes, I do. I begin to let go of the war with Born on the 4th of July. I begin to come back to my country again, back to my mother and father and my brothers and sisters, and I begin to come back to the country that I loved so much when I was a young boy growing up in the 1950s. I'm coming back to America again, and I'm coming back to life again. And life has never been more exciting for me than it is now. I never dreamed that I would be able to reach so many people. I never dreamed that I would be sitting here with you today. And if I would share anything with people today, I would tell them never give up on life. Never give up, no matter how difficult, no matter how painful, no matter what happens to you. Hang in there. Keep trying and keep believing in your dreams.